Hi everyone, welcome to Live Interactive English. I am Nina.
Hello everybody, I am Sam. Deceived you again.
Again. I was deceived too. What was I thinking? So, Nature's Deceivers, Tricks of Survival.
Part 2.
Part 2. I wonder what you were trying to survive off by tricking us.
Well, no, that was I just like deceiving. It wasn't really for survival. But this makes me think, we're talking about animals, right?
Yeah.
A human is a kind of animal, right?
Yeah.
So my wife is also one of nature's deceivers.
Really?
Yes.
What did she do?
So when we first got married, we moved to America, right? And one day I was looking in the cupboard. We had just moved into a new apartment, and I found a jar with money in it.
Oh, your lucky day.
And exactly, I was like, whoa, honey, look, I found some money. It must be from the person who lived here before. We got so lucky. She said, no, that's my money. I said,
what?
Huh? And she had hidden money in a jar in the cupboard. And I asked her, why did you hide it? She said, well, it's in case there's an emergency. If something bad happens, I need to have some extra money that I can use if I need it for a rainy day or something like that. And I thought, well, okay, so this is for your survival. What about me?
This is if you get eaten by werewolves, right?
Yeah, so I think this is actually quite a natural thing that animals do, right? They like deceiving in order to be able to survive. And I know in today's topic we're going to be, there's an animal that hides away food so that when maybe the food is scarce or there's not a lot of resources available, it has a little bit hidden away that it can eat.
Sounds like it's smart to me.
All right, so we'll see which one's smarter, my wife or that animal.
All right.
False cache. It takes a lot of effort to store up food for winter, as the eastern gray squirrel knows well. It collects foods like nuts and seeds and hides them in the ground for later. To prevent others from making off with its delicious treasure, it creates several fake food deposits in the process.
Okay, so we're talking about Nature's Deceivers, Tricks of Survival, Part 2, and the first part is false cache.
What is false cache?
Right? Okay, so false is an adjective which just means not true or fake.
Yeah.
Right? So for example, you can say many people over 80 have to wear false teeth. Right? So when we take a test, you can take a true or false test.
That's true.
So that's true, or is that false?
I don't even know now. That's true. That's false.
Right.
Yeah.
And so false just means not true.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And cache means a group of items, so usually similar items that are stored away or hidden away, usually to be used later.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so let's look at the reading. It takes a lot of effort to store up food for winter, as the eastern gray squirrel knows well. Right, so in the animal kingdom, right, when it's winter, a lot of animals, they need to either eat a lot before the winter, or they need to hide some food away because food becomes very rare in the winter.
Yeah, that reminds me of, that little squirrel from Ice Age, and he's always chasing that nut, and he never eats it, but he's trying to save it, but he loses it over and over again. Yeah, that's what happens when you try to store away your food, I guess.
Right, you need to be careful.
Yeah, so the next word, effort, we mentioned, is a noun.
Okay.
It's physical or mental activity needed to achieve something. That means you need to work for it. You need to put in effort. That means you need to try, right? So for example, Andrew puts a lot of effort into his job. That means he tries very hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So continuing with the story. It collects foods like nuts and seeds and hides them in the ground for later. Okay.
Kind of like my wife. Hiding money, not in the ground, in the cupboard.
For later.
For later.
Maybe, yes. To prevent others from making off with its delicious treasure, it creates several fake food deposits in the process.
Oh, wow. So maybe it thinks that other animals might be watching. And so what it wants to do is to kind of create some fake ones. So they will look and say, oh, there's nothing there, and then they will give up. But in fact, there is some hidden away there in another place.
Wow, that's actually so smart.
So if my wife were really smart, so I think the squirrel is actually smarter than my wife. She should have put some fake ones somewhere.
Yeah,
and
fake
then
money.
I would stop looking.
Yeah, then you think, that's just another fake one. I'm not going to stop.
Right.
I'm not going to do it anymore.
So treasure is our next vocabulary word, and that's a noun. So a treasure really is just anything that is valuable, right? So in my case, my wife's treasure was the money. And when I found it, I said, wow, I found a hidden treasure of money, but in fact, it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
it was my wife's treasure.
It was.
For example, here, we said the locals say that there is a treasure somewhere on this island. That's true. Often when we think about a treasure, we do kind of think of a hidden treasure.
Yeah, and you have to find it or dig it in some cave, right?
Right. And so in my mind, I think of pirates and things like that.
What would you consider as a treasure for you if your wife's treasure is that jar of money?
Well, I also like money.
Yeah,
so to me, like, when I think of a treasure, that's not. I also think of, like, the people in my life as treasures. Like, when I think of my cats, I think they are really my treasure.
Aw, that's so
right?
sweet.
And you can use it as a verb, right, to say you treasure something.
Oh, yeah,
so
you can.
So you see it as a treasure. So I really do treasure my wife, and I treasure my cats. I treasure
your money.
My money. I was going to say family, but yes, my money. How about you? What do you treasure?
Definitely treasure my family the most. Yeah, family is everything for me, and my friends. Yeah, so the people in my life, I would definitely say, is a big part of what I consider to be my treasure.
Okay, so when you take a break, think about what you treasure. What is the treasure in your life?
What would you hide? Would you dig and hide away and make false sockets?
You don't necessarily need to hide your treasures, okay?
It's like,
That's a bad habit. Don't hide stuff.
All right, guys, see you after the break.
Okay.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续介绍动物界的骗子，看看他们利用什么样的聪明技巧来生存。课文第一个段落小标题是 false cash， 假的存粮。这个 false 它就是假的、人造的。那么 cash 在这边是名词，它表示隐藏地、隐藏物的意思。那对灰松鼠来说，为冬天存粮需要花费很大的力气。它们会收集坚果、还有种子等等的食物，然后把它们藏在地下，以备之后要食用。那为了防止被别的动物偷走它们珍藏的食物，在这个过程中它们就会做几个假的存粮点来晃点其他动物哦。好，看到单字 effort， 它表示努力、精力或是气力。treasure 它可以当名词表示宝藏、珍宝，也可以当动词来表达珍惜、珍藏的意思。那这边两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，我们来看这个重点是 it takes something to 加原形动词，可以表达做某事需要点点点。take 在这边它就是指需要，那么 it 是虚主词，真正的主词其实是后面那个 to v 不定词 to v， 像是 it takes a lot of time and effort to master a foreign language， 要精通外国语言需要花费很多的时间精力。好，下一个重点是 store 当动词，它是指储藏、储备，那么之后常常会接 up。假设朋友问你说，你怎么一直吃不停啊？然后还用那个动画电影里面的梗说，不能吃太胖哦，会被杀掉的。那你这时候可以开玩笑回说 I'm storing up fat for the winter， 我在为冬天储备脂肪啦，你不要管太多。好，接回到课文中。
Playing dead. The slow, awkward opossum needs to worry about becoming someone else's lunch. It avoids this by playing dead. It lies completely still and gives off a terrible smell when it's threatened by a predator. There's nothing like the smell of death to put one off eating. Copycat. In the Amazon jungle, the margay does a great impression of a baby monkey. This type of wild cat copies the sound of pied tamarinds to draw them in closer for attack. The things that animals do in order to survive are truly remarkable. Based on the actions of these tricksters, we can safely say that there are no rules in the game of survival.
Welcome back, everyone. So we were talking about animals that deceive to survive, right?
Yeah, like tricks for survival. Last time it was false cash, right? Putting some like fake things, like you're hiding some fake things in there to kind of trick the other animals, thinking, oh, there's going to be food in there. Oh,
and then
there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So, all right, so today, playing dead. Okay.
Okay, so that's another way to trick someone.
Yeah, okay. So for example here, the slow, awkward opossum needs to worry about becoming someone else's lunch. Well, yeah, if you're an animal and you're slow and you're awkward, you're probably going to be on some other animal's dinner menu, right?
That's true. So he has to find a way to not get eaten.
Right. So awkward is an adjective. If we're talking about a person or an animal being awkward in the way that it moves or the way that it is, it just means it's not very skillful. You don't move very quickly or with a lot of smoothness.
Yeah,
right?
smoothness.
Yeah.
You're
Or if you're like a possum here, it's really slow and it can't get away. So the idea here, it's awkward. So if a predator is coming after it, it can't jump onto a tree or get away very easily, right? For a human, you could say Shane is an awkward dancer.
Indeed.
So if I'm dancing, it means that my body doesn't move very skillfully. I will dance like this.
Yeah, so maybe someone will find it quite funny when someone else is an awkward dancer.
Right, not me though. It's not really me.
We'll see.
So what does it do?
All right, so it avoids this by playing dead. So playing dead is not like playing a game, it's pretending or acting as if it's dead. It lies completely still, so it doesn't move at all, it's still, and gives off a terrible smell when it's threatened by a predator. Okay, so it produces a very, very awful smell.
Quite a few animals, like the most famous one is probably a skunk, right?
Yeah.
A skunk gives off a really, really horrible smell that you can smell for kilometers away, right?
Wow. And so that the predator or whatever it's scared of will go away.
Because it stinks.
Yeah. There's nothing like the smell of death to put one off eating.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
That's very cool that they have this mechanism and they know how to use it.
Yeah, I had a dog that could play dead on command.
Oh, really?
You would actually say to the dog, play dead, and he will get onto his back and not move. Like
That's
that.
so cute.
Yeah, it's kind of a common trick to teach dogs, and it's very fun.
Yes, and so they play dead when they feel threatened. So threaten is a verb. To be likely to cause harm or damage to something or someone.
Right.
Or to threaten someone can also mean to threaten them to do something. So Shane, if you don't get me a glass of water right now, I will change partners.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so that is also a threat.
I don't want you to change partners, so I will hurry up and get you some water.
Yeah, so another example would be climate change threatens the survival of every living thing on Earth.
That's absolutely true.
All right.
Okay, so the next topic is a copycat.
Ooh, a copycat.
Yeah, if you say somebody's a copycat, what do you mean?
That just means that you keep copying everything that I do. Like, stop copying me, you copycat.
You're such a copycat.
Stop it.
So maybe that's where this comes from. Maybe we're going to learn about an actual cat. In the Amazon jungle, the margay does a great impression of a baby monkey.
Oh.
It does an impression of a baby monkey, so it can make the sound of a baby monkey. Okay? This type of wildcat copies the sound of pied tamarins to draw them in closer for attack.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So it makes a sound that's similar to try to attract them.
So it's like, oh, those are my people.
Those
Let
are
me
my
go
friends.
there.
Hey, there's my friends. Let's go. And then, no, attacks you.
Oh, wow. That's very cheeky. Okay, so the word jungle is a noun. A tropical forest in which trees and plants grow very closely together. So, you know, in the middle of the jungle, you have many, many creatures, many animals. Another example is, a jungle is a thick forest that is full of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's continue reading. The things that animals do in order to survive are truly remarkable.
I agree.
Based on the actions of these tricksters, we can safely say that there are no rules in the game of survival.
I think that's in the animal world.
Yeah, well, it sometimes feels that way. In this world, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Sometimes you really just feel like you need to be a little bit tricky to survive.
Yes.
So we have a what do you think topic here.
Yeah, so what are some other animal tricks that you know?
Well, I mean, the first one that comes to mind is kind of using the environment to try to blend into the environment. So like a chameleon.
Yeah, so the use of camouflage,
Camouflage,
right?
right. So like a chameleon can change its colors to sort of blend into the environment.
Yes, that's true. Or like those stick insects, right?
Oh, right. So just trying to look like something in the environment that's not food. And if you're a stick insect, you just sit there and you look like a stick.
Yeah, you look like part of the tree or
And then the
part
other
of the
insect or animal just walks by. Oh, it's just a stick.
Yeah, so I think that's a very common and notable one, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we learned a lot about some tricks that we can play in order to survive.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and if you're a human, don't be tricking your partner, your husband, your wife. You know, you should be honest. That's how I want to end this. Be honest with people. You don't need to play tricks to survive.
Okay, you heard Shane.
Yes.
See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
好，下一个登场的是负鼠。这种动物缓慢又笨拙，那它会借由装死来避免成为别人的食物。当它受到掠食者威胁时，它就会躺着，完全静止不动，然后散发出难闻的气味。课文就写到说，没有什么比得上用死亡气味来打消对方的食欲了。好，那Nina老师就觉得哇，这样的身体机制很酷诶，他就用到 mechanism 这个字 ，mechanism，mechanism 它可以指机制，像我们身体有什么防卫机制或什么机制。那这个字还可以用来指机械装置的意思。再来看到课文单词 awkward， 它可以形容行动是笨拙的，或是形容令人尴尬的。那么 threaten 它表示威胁、恐吓或是危害到，是个动词。那补充一下，讲到这个难闻的气味 ，Shane 老师就想到 skunk 就是臭鼬喽。那我们接下来要介绍的是亚马逊丛林里面的长尾虎猫。这种野生猫科动物呢，会模仿黑白花绒猴的声音，然后吸引它们靠近，再进行攻击，对这些小猴子攻击。好，文中它用到 copycat， 就是指模仿者、抄袭者。那么单字 jungle 是指热带丛林。老师没有聊到动物的另一种很常见、很著名的蒙骗技巧，就是伪装术，像变色龙 chameleon， 还有竹节虫 stick insect， 它们都是善于伪装。那我们就来学一下这个字 camouflage。CAMOUFLAGE 这个字可以用来指动植物它们的伪装或者是保护色，可以当名词来用。那 Nina 老师则用到 notable 这个字 ，NOTABLE，notable 是形容著名的、显著的。最后来看两个重点，我们进入文法时间。好，来看第一个重点是 There's nothing like 名词或是动名词点点点去表达没有什么比得上点点点。那这时候它是用来强调某人或某事物是最棒的，也可以写作 Nothing is like 名词或动名词点点点。举例来说 There's nothing like a good cup of coffee in the morning。你也可以说 Nothing is like a good cup of coffee in the morning。早上来一杯好咖啡是最棒的。下一个重点是 do an impression of somebody， 这是表达模仿某个人的言行。那么名词 impression 在这边呢，它是指模仿，为了娱乐而对某人的模仿。那尤其是指说可能是像对名人那种很滑稽的模仿。例如 Greg did a hilarious impression of the politician。Greg 他搞笑模仿那一位政治人物，超好笑的。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
False cache. It takes a lot of effort to store up food for winter, as the eastern gray squirrel knows well. It collects foods like nuts and seeds and hides them in the ground for later. To prevent others from making off with its delicious treasure, it creates several fake food deposits in the process. Playing dead. The slow, awkward opossum needs to worry about becoming someone else's lunch. It avoids this by playing dead. it lies completely still and gives off a terrible smell when it's threatened by a predator. There's nothing like the smell of death to put one off eating. Copycat. In the Amazon jungle, the margay does a great impression of a baby monkey. This type of wild cat copies the sound of pied tamarinds to draw them in closer for attack. The things that animals do in order to survive are truly remarkable. Based on the actions of these tricksters, we can safely say that there are no rules in the game of survival.
Kangle Elementary School is near Qixing Lake, a famous tourist spot in Hualien. Located on the eastern side of the Central Mountain Range and west of the Pacific Ocean, Kangle Elementary School sits right in between mountains and sea. You can tell that Kangle Elementary School takes its marine education seriously from the whale and raft in front of the school gate. Entering the school, you'll pass through a 3D sea tunnel to get into the campus. Look, there are elements of the sea everywhere in the school. For instance, do you see that big fish over there? Can you guess what it does? It's actually a sink. We can see many big fish like this one around campus. Let the kids tell us what those fish are.
大家好，我是魏玉玲，我要为大家解说的是曼波鱼的名称。曼波鱼的学名叫做摩拉摩拉，拉丁文的意思是石墨，是古代研磨稻壳的工具。大概是因为曼波鱼身上的灰黑色调、粗糙的质地和圆滚滚的身形，英美地区称它为 sunfish 太阳鱼。
曼波鱼的幼苗比较像它们的祖先河豚，有着大大的眼睛和尖尖的外表。曼波鱼小时候大约就跟这个螺丝钉一样小，经过好几个阶段才变成大洋中的巨大曼波鱼。
曼波鱼的皮肤很粗糙，像菜瓜布一样。它身上一点的是它身上的寄生虫，多达50多属。紧接着来看一下曼波鱼的身体结构，这是胸鳍、背鳍、尾鳍、臀鳍。曼波鱼是世界上最大的硬骨鱼。如何判断曼波鱼是硬骨鱼还是软骨鱼呢？以曼波鱼为例，从曼波鱼的尾鳍沿着脊椎往前，尾鳍的上下部分对称，背鳍亦与臀鳍对称，而且一样大。
曼波鱼呼吸的器官称为鳃孔，因为它呼吸的器官像个洞，所以我们称为鳃孔。吴锅鱼呼吸的器官像个盖子，所以我们大家猜猜看称为什么？答案是鳃盖。鲨鱼呼吸的地方有一道一道的裂痕水，所以我们也称为什么？答案是鳃裂。
这是定制渔场，这个是大浮球，这个是小浮球，这个是侧网，这个是环网，这个是运动场网，这个是第一灯网，第一箱网，这个是第二灯网，第二箱网，这是好几十吨的大石头。大浮球的作用是为了要让定制渔场漂浮在海面上，小浮球是为了要让渔夫知道渔网的位置，使渔场不会撞上定制渔网。大石头的意义呢，是为了要固定定制渔网，使定制渔网不会被黑潮洋流冲走。
Wow, they know a lot about this fish. So the fish is called mola mola. They often appear at beaches near the school. Since they usually come to the surface of the water and lie sideways to take a sun bath, mola mola are also known as ocean sunfish. In the school's marine courses, kids learn about the ecosystem of the local seacoast and its related industries. They do things like go to the nearby fishing grounds and learn how to use fishing nets, and practice giving visitors a tour of their collections in the school's Mola Mola classroom. If you have a chance to visit Qixing Lake, you are welcome to stop by Kangle Elementary School. The kids would love to tell you all about ocean sunfish and many other fun ocean facts.
See you next time!